So let's have a talk about plein air painting and how you can start to actually do it. Because it's not easy, right? Plein air painting is a difficult topic. There's a huge elephant in the room, which is telling you that there are so many things that you need to know beforehand, that need to be planned for, and that there might be people where you are painting outside and you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know how you're going to feel, you don't know if there's going to be rain or any other bad things which might happen. You don't even know which bad things might happen. So it isn't easy, right? And I'm an artist and I didn't paint outside. I painted outside in my garden because there's my painting wall and that was kind of a safe space and mostly nobody coming around, so that was fine. I could look however I wanted. Nobody cared about my paintings and I was, pretty secure there. But going outside in the woods or in the botanical garden or wherever or in a cafe, or in front of a museum or wherever you want to go, that was a huge step. And I didn't do it for a long time. And also I was painting with acrylics usually, and I didn't know how to handle all that, what to bring, and so on. So many things to worry about, which led to me not doing it. But this summer, this changed because a group of artist friends I'm painting with quite regularly in a painting group, they took me along. They are used to painting outside. And so they said, okay, let's in the summer go outside, paint there. And I instantly said, okay, let's do it. Quite good idea. I wanted to do that forever. So I'll absolutely come. So we did that. And one of them actually posted a little list of what to think about and what to bring. So that was quite helpful. And then actually the most important aspect was to just do it. Just go outside, paint there, start trying it out, and then you will see what you need. You will see that if you have not enough water or some paper towel is missing, it's not the end of the world. If you are outside painting and you don't have enough paper towels, maybe you have some tissues with you or you don't, and you find a solution to sort it out. That's really not a huge problem. It can be solved and you can go slow, step by step, start with something easy. Just bring a little notepad the first time, a little pencil, just do some drawings, nothing big, and just get used to being outside, maybe surrounded by people, and just paint or draw or do something unusual you otherwise don't do. And of course, there were a lot of people around us. The first time we were in a park, like it was summer, hot weather, everyone there, it was in the middle of the city, so everyone was outside in the park or somewhere, so surrounded by people. And the second meeting was in the botanical garden, same situation, hot weather, and like near the university, so students all over, all kind of people, just being in the park or looking at the flowers and whatever. So best way to learn in the most crowded places, right? So I did that and I quite enjoyed it, and actually I painted quite focused and completely forgot about the people. So what I can tell you about people being around, 95% of them don't care. They probably don't even realize that you're there or that you're doing something unusual. At least in my settings, they never did. And then there are a few who are just quickly looking and glancing at your paper maybe, the same kind of way they look at other things, and then they pass by instantly, so you probably don't even realize. And if this is an issue for you and you do realize, then it's just people having a short look and going by and probably forgetting about it in 2 minutes. So no big issue usually. but it's absolutely valid to worry about it. And if you do, I'd suggest you start with something simple. If you feel people looking at your paintings and you might not feel good about that, don't start with that if you want to paint outside, because that's a huge hurdle to get over and you want to make it easy for yourself. So yeah, go with something easy. Take a little sketchbook, maybe just put little dots in it or little birds or just a tree, something nobody can really, find very ugly or very anything, because it's just a few lines on a paper or even just lines up and down, one paper after the other, just lines, so that you're outside, you have a pen and some paper and you get used to the situation and there's nothing you can worry about on your painting. And just to be clear on that, nobody is allowed to find anything ugly or bad or whatever that you're making, because it's your art and your expression, and that's absolutely fine. And if they don't like it, that's their problem. But, it's not like they can't judge it. It's not wrong. It can't be wrong. It's something that's created in this universe. So it's okay. If it's your expression and if it's, what came out, that is valid and fine, in my opinion. So go out, do something, and start easy. Also, what could help is taking a friend. Take someone, maybe you know someone who is painting outside or sketching outside. Ask them if they would join you in a little cafe or wherever you feel safe. And if you don't have anyone to paint, you can also have a friend who's knitting aside of you or just looking at the birds and the flowers or whatever. Or you can take someone who's supposed to talk to you, tell you some stories while you put some lines onto your paper. Something like that. Little steps, just start, and then more and more you'll figure out how to move along. Look, and now we have some boys back there coming around. And what's more weird? You sitting outside painting something, or me talking to my camera behind a tree in the woods like this. Look, that's where I am. There are the people back there. Can you see them? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways. So bring a friend. Best option. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. And at some point, if you want to paint outside, you have to get over this. In my opinion, being in a park is a good situation. If it's warm or like there are benches, people are sitting around all the time, and doing a little sketch there is like nothing people find weird, or like that's absolutely fine. Also, the few people that might be interested in what you're doing, most of them are really, really positive and like what you do, and therefore stop and have a little look. Most of them don't dare to talk to you, but if they do, it's usually a nice little conversation. I absolutely loved it. And I just asked them whether they paint as well, and then, you're in a little conversation. Or if you don't want to talk to them, it's absolutely fine to just not react, or to say, I'm in the middle of a process and it's important for me to just stay in it. I hope you can understand that. Thank you. Bye. That's fine as well. And I never had anyone coming around and being bad or negative or stupid. And only one of my artist friends told me she once had that. Someone who, knew better than her how to paint her painting. And first of all, who knows better to paint your painting than yourself? I don't know. Nobody. But, so if that happens, also you can say, thank you for your input, but I'm really in my process here, and it's important for me to have a little bit of quiet, and I'm sure you can understand that. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. And that's it. You'll never see them again, most probably. And so, yeah, perfect. And then if they don't go right away, you can just look at your painting. You don't have to keep painting. You just sit there quietly, look at your painting. Don't reply, don't react anymore, and they will most certainly go away. You would, right? If you talk to someone, they say to you, go away, then they don't react anymore, you would probably go away and not keep asking them questions about their painting. So that's what, I have in mind as solutions for this kind of situations. If they come up, they probably won't. I never had it. Even in crowded places, people simply don't care what you do there. People care about their own issues or about their friends' issues, but not about anyone sitting on a bench and eating a sandwich or talking to their dog or being on the phone or painting a painting, They just don't care. Okay, and that's the first part about it. And the second part, of course, are all these practical things to consider. Because in the beginning, for me at least, it was a big issue. I didn't know what to take, how to organize, how this would all work out. What if it rains? What if there's wind? And all these things. So let me give you a short overview of the most important aspects you need to know. So if you're outside, there can be wind. And that is one of the biggest issues, because if you paint on paper, the paper can, like in a notebook, the pages can turn, things like that. So there are these little clipsies, which are quite handy. You can use those to clip your papers on a wooden board or clip the pages of your notebook together. If you forget to take them or don't have them, as I usually do, I always forget them, you can also use tape to tape your pages together. Or you can use paper and tape it to a wooden board. And if you paint on a canvas, you can either put it on the floor or attach it to your easel. All right. And then, of course, it can be raining. So if it's a rainy day, you might want to find something with a roof or some trees above you. Or you could just let the rain drop on your painting and see what happens. That can be quite beautiful, especially with acrylic paints. So just go with it, look at the weather, maybe for the first times go outside, paint outside when there's probably no rain. But if it comes up, just go along with it, Just be there, be in the situation and find solutions, or not, but just be in the situation and see what happens, because you can't plan for everything and it's not important. You just go out with a little bit of paint and try it out. So then, what else would you bring? Some paper, some paint. I use acrylic paints. You can also use watercolors. Watercolors are really good for outside painting because they are small. Acrylic paints, you always have a bag. I used to bring my rolling bag, I don't know how you call it in English, where I put just everything in and then I can go to wherever I want. That's really good. Then something to sit on if you want to sit on the floor. If you sit on a bench, that's fine. But if you want to paint on the floor in the park, it's good also to have a towel or something. And then you can put your notebook and your paints on top and you don't mess up wherever you sit on. Yeah, and then I like to use these paper towels or also these baby wipes if some paint gets somewhere and needs to be cleaned up. And I bring a little bit of water, usually in a bottle. And I have these glasses, that's quite handy, where I put in my brushes and the dirty paper towels and everything. Yeah, and some tape to tape down the papers. And brushes, maybe if you want some tools, but that's pretty much it. You don't need much more. And as I said, for the first time, maybe just go with a little sketchbook and a pen and start like that. And then next time, just bring some watercolor and a brush and a bit of water, add that and see how it works. But you don't need much. You don't need many things, really. You can just bring 2 or 3 colors, start with that, try it out. Try something easy, simple. Yeah, and also about the topic you want to paint. For me, it was always, okay, if you're outside, you're doing plein air painting, like all these urban sketches, you know, painting the houses and people and so on. I'm painting abstract, and I found myself being outside, starting to paint some flowers, not feeling it, and then just started painting abstract. I'm sitting in these, you know, amazing surroundings with blue sky and green trees, and I'm painting orange and red abstracts. I don't know why, but I just feel like grabbing these paints. It's just what happens. And so I go with it. I paint the most amazing little abstract paintings outside, which have nothing to do with the surroundings at all, except maybe this freeness, this feeling, this joy. I don't know. Anyways, I love the paintings. I love painting outside, and it's absolutely fine to paint whatever you want outside. You don't need to paint what's in front of you. That's important. Yeah, and then just have fun with it. Be a bit adventurous. You don't need to be totally adventurous. You don't need to be like me and be in the middle of the forest talking to your phone. Yeah, but maybe taking a sketchbook and just trying it out is feasible. I know it's feasible. You can do it. Take a friend, go somewhere, do it this week. Promise me to do it this week. And if you have any questions or worries, put them in the comments. I'm happy to reply. I'm happy to find solutions with you. I'm good at finding solutions. You are good at finding solutions, I'm sure. And just get yourself out there. That's the most important part. Because without that, you won't do any plein air painting. And it's so nice. It's so nice to be outside. It's so nice to be painting, and doing both together is just amazing. So yeah, go for it. And yeah, don't worry. It's gonna be fine. And if not, that's fine too. You tried it. You did it. You will try it again until it's going to be fine. And it's going to be fine eventually. I know that. So have a lovely day. Hope that helped. Bye bye.